When Hardik Pandya ended up getting injured and subsequently ruled out of the ICC World Cup, it left a lot of Indian cricket fans with that little bit of a dreaded feeling due to the simple fact that Hardik Pandya is one of those players who's very irreplaceable in the current Indian team. You don't have anyone, not just in the squad, but arguably in the Indian domestic talent pool who could actually fulfill exactly the same role that a Hardik Pandya can. However, there are long-term ramifications to him, let's say, being unavailable as well, because you would remember that right after the World Cup, India do also have a home T20I series that will be taking place against 2021 World Champions Australia, and that is a series with plenty of context when you remember that come 2024, India will be playing a T20 World Cup and it will be happening in the middle of the year, which means that the turnover time from one World Cup to the next is not an awful lot. In that sense, now it does seem like there's been a little bit of a blow for India when it comes to their preparations, especially when you consider the fact that under new captain Hardik Pandya, they were trying to kind of change their way of playing T20Is, look to reinvent the wheel a little bit. But now we are also finding out what exactly could India's plans be if Hardik Pandya is unavailable. And spoiler alert, it does seem very likely that Hardik Pandya is in fact going to miss out on that series, the home series to Australia, with one BCCI source actually sharing a pretty interesting thing to a leading newspaper. It said that there's some time before Hardik Pandya can be declared fit. It would be more practical for him to try and complete his rehabilitation with a possible RTP or return to play during the South Africa series. Now you remember that the South Africa series takes place after the Australia series and it will take place in December, which means that Hardik could potentially be out of action till at least the start of December, because as this source is saying, it would make more sense for him to continue his rehabilitation the way it is and look to get back to playing full time only when the South Africa series rolls about, which means no Hardik Pandya, no T20I skipper for that very important series against Australia, which then of course leads us to the next very obvious question. If Pandya isn't leading the side, then who exactly is in consideration for that slot? Well, there are two major options that are being talked about. One is Suryakumar Yadav and the other is Ruturaj Gaikwad. Now, in the case of Sky, it makes some sense because he is of course India's T20I vice captain. He has been playing that role for quite some time, and considering the fact that he's been part of the ODI World Cup side but not really been playing that much cricket, it would make sense for him to be a part of this particular tour and not opt to take a rest, because yes, he's played a few games recently, but before that, you note for the fact Sky was not in the scheme of things at all. Ironically, what brought Sky into the scheme of things was the injury to Hardik Pandya, which meant that India had to make two changes and bring in one pure batter and one pure bowler, with Sky being that pure batter. Now, why I'm saying, or why is there an also talk about Ruturaj Gaikwad potentially being a team lead? Because if Sky asks for rest and the BCCI says yes, we're going to give you that rest, then you will get Ruturaj Gaikwad being the one to lead this team. That is what sources are telling a reputed news agency. And it is worth remembering that if you think Gaikwad is someone who seems like a bit of a name out of the blue, then you remember that in the Asian Games, it was in fact the Chennai Super Kings opener who had led India to that gold medal. You could argue that yes, it was a very small competition. There weren't that many good teams or good players. But the simple fact of the matter is, it doesn't represent, let's say, the glory isn't the real thing here. The simple fact is that the BCCI sees him as a captaincy candidate, and that's what's important. So there you have it. Assuming Hardik Pandya isn't fit to be a part of the Australia series, and it does seem like that is going to be the case because other captaincy names are already being mooted, then it will be either Suryakumar Yadav or Ruturaj Gaikwad in that order who will be selected to lead the Indian team in what is actually a very key T20I series, because again, the build-up will start for the T20I World Cup. What are your thoughts on these potential captaincy choices for India? You can let us know that in the comments below, and please don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel and tap that bell icon. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Don't forget to download the SportsTak app. And if you're already on the channel, go right ahead, check out some other videos that are up there already, and we have plenty more coming your way. For now though, from my side, it's goodbye.